Happy New Year's, guys, and welcome to 2022, and of course, Movie Emporium's most anticipated films of 2022. Now, as always, if you like this video, awesome, hit the subscribe button and join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below any video that you watch, including this one. So 2022, at least on the anticipated front, is the slimmest list I've done since I started doing the YouTube anticipated list. There's not a lot of honorable mention. There's actually only one. A lot of these films, they're going to be on a lot of people's anticipated lists because there are a lot of big budget movies. But there's not a lot of smaller movies that I've either heard of or know much about. So as the year goes on, there'll be a lot of changes and so on and so forth, what I'm looking forward to. But at the start of 2022, this is my most anticipated list. And my honorable mention is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This trailer just came out recently as the review of this video, and it has Michelle Yeoh. It's directed by the Swiss Army Men directors. It looks interesting. It looks like a cool sci-fi concept, but like I said, I don't know really much about it. It comes out early in the year, so on and so forth, or during one of the festivals, and could be cool, could be fun. So, but I mean, it's as of right now, it's just on my honorable mentions list, and that's it. That's the only film I have in my honorable mentions list. But with that said, let's go ahead and head into the 10 most anticipated films of the year. And number 10, I have. So Baz Luhrmann as a director is a very hit or miss director when it comes to his movies he puts out. For every Australia, there's a Moulin Rouge, or of course Romeo and Juliet. He's a very visually stunning director, so I look forward to his films. So he has an Elvis biopic with Tom Hanks that's coming out this year. Nothing's been put out about it. There's no trailers. There's a couple pictures. We of course learned that Tom Hanks got COVID for filming this movie, but I'm anticipating it. It looks interesting. It's one of those films that I think comes out towards Christmas, so we'll see it more and more as it gets closer to that date. But as of right now, I'm intrigued. Similar to like every movie that has no title, I am going with optimism. So there you go. And number 10 is the whatever film that Baz Luhrmann is directing with the Elvis title. But at number 9, we have. So it's safe to say that James Cameron takes quite a while to make films. It's been 13 years actually since the first Avatar came out, and that's the last film he directed. He's been working on the Avatar sequels for a long time. They were originally supposed to come out in like 2012 or whatever, but we're finally getting, at least we're getting the second film in this franchise. I don't doubt that this film will be incredible looking. Whether the story's great it's all to be determined. But you cannot deny that James Cameron has the ability to make epic films, to make important films, and to make some of the most unique films on the market. So therefore, even though it's at number 9, I'm really anticipating what he's going to do with the sequel. Like I said, it's going to be visually stunning, and I don't doubt that it's going to be a film that's going to be a fantastic look into this world that is Avatar. So yeah, at number 9 is Avatar 2, whatever it's called, Water, Way to Water, whatever it's called. But at number 9 is Avatar 2, and at number 8 we have. So as of right now, Babylon is the title of Damien Chazelle's newest movie. That might change as it does, but it's a film that I think is coming out in Christmas. The guy's very much earned his right to be in the top 10 of my most anticipated list. La La Land, Whiplash are incredible films. First Man is fine, but it has some great moments. This is a film, sight unseen, I will be absolutely excited for. Like I said, it comes out at the end of 2022. But yeah, I have to put it on this list because I think it's going to be a film that's going to be special, and I think it's going to have unique talent. And I heard it's another musical, so we'll see how that turns out. But at number 8 is Babylon, and number 7 is. So number 7 is a movie that is one of my favorite types of genres, which is the disaster franchise or disaster movies. I don't care what anybody says. I love 2012. I love The Day After Tomorrow. I love, whatever Gerard Butler disaster movie comes out. Moonfall is going to be absolutely horrendous. It's going to be a terrible movie, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be silly. It's going to be over the top and bonkers and make no sense. But I love that about disaster movies. That's what makes these movies so special in their own right. And it's directed by Roland Emmerich, who is the king of disaster movies. And at least it will be bombastic and visually arresting and everything I want. It's anticipated because I love this genre. So at number 7 is Moonfall. And at number 6 we have. Now, I know next to nothing about this film, but it's David O. Russell's next film, like similar to P.T. Anderson's film that came out this year or last year, which was Licorice Pizza. I don't know the title, don't really know who's in this film, but when David O. Russell makes a film, I'm almost 100% anticipated to watch it or want to watch it. I think it'll be a great film. I think it's going to be interesting to watch. He's an interesting director, and that's all I really can say about it. Even though I don't know the name or know much of the cast, which I'm sure it has A-list talent, David O. Russell has definitely earned his spot on my list every time he does a film. So whether it's good or not, what it is, it comes out probably later this year. I'm looking forward to it. So whatever it is, it's David O. Russell's film at number 6. And at number 5, we have... So at number 5 is, of course, Sam Raimi's reintroduction into the Marvel Universe. You know, of course, he did Spider-Man, so on and so forth. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a film I've been anticipating because apparently it has horror vibes. If it's anything like the trailer that was released during Spider-Man No Way Home, this movie's going to be fantastic. It has a lot of interesting concepts. It brings back Chiwetel Ejiofor as the villain. And I, at this point, just love Doctor Strange and his movie and, you know, what he's been in. So what Benedict Cumberbatch does as this character, what the new characters that come into the mix, I'm looking forward to. You know, you bring in, of course, Elizabeth Olsen into the mix and whoever else is going to be in this movie. It's the next line in the MCU universe. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this more than Thor Love and Thunder, and that should be a big thing. So number 5 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which leads into number 4, which is... It's actually hard to believe that this is all the way down at number 4 because this would have been number 1 if it weren't for these 3 other films, believe it or not. Lightyear is a spin-off, an origin story, whatever you want to call it, of Buzz Lightyear. It brings in Chris Evans playing Buzz Lightyear himself. It brings in like a realistic approach to Buzz Lightyear's character. The trailer's awesome. As you can see from this video, the trailer is amazing. It has everything I'm looking for in a Pixar film. I'm hoping it's good. I've heard rumblings that it is good. It's a film that it's what I love what Pixar does. It's what I'm looking forward to. It has a great sci-fi concept. It has a great kind of interesting twist and turn on the whole idea of the Toy Story franchise. And I can't wait to see it when it comes out in June. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting movie. I hope it works. We'll see when it comes out. So at number 4 is Lightyear, and at number 3 we have... This is the 3rd year that this film has been on my most anticipated list. That is a rarity. That doesn't happen because films usually don't get pushed back, but this has been pushed back because of the pandemic and all that good stuff. So it's reasonable and whatnot, but Mission Impossible 7 is lower on the list this year. It was number 1 last year, but it is number 3 because of 2 other films, and there's not much else more I can say about this. Mission Impossible is that franchise that has gone from, you know, cool Brian De Palma style filmmaking to just being some of the best action films on the market. I can't wait to see what this film is going to present. There's some really interesting things with, you know, bike jumping and plane riding and doing whatever Tom Cruise is insane enough to do, and you know, bringing back Christopher McQuarrie to do another film, do another couple films is absolutely a win in my book, and I'm anticipating. Can't wait to see this film. I think it doesn't release till November. I'm just anticipating this film as high as I can. So hopefully it comes out this year and doesn't get pushed to 2023 when it appears on my 4th time on my list, but for the time being, it's at number 3. So, and number 2 is... So I have to be fairly honest, I went back and forth what was going to be my number 1 and my number 2, just on the simple fact that these 2 movies are just as high expectation as I can make them. And this film, I decided to leave it number 2 for some particular reasons, but number 2 is a film that's a sequel to a film that has one of my best movies of the decade, and that was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is, of course, a part 1 that's coming out next year. I think part 2 comes out the year after. The trailer alone sold me, to be fairly honest. This shot way up my list just from the trailer alone. This has a new directing team as well as a new writing team. I think Will Kemp is coming in to write this as well. I can't wait to see what Oscar Isaac does as Spider-Man 2049 or whatever, 2099 or something like that. But this movie automatically becomes anticipated because of how good that last film was, how transformative that last film was, how unique and special that last film was. And this film looks like it's going to continue that. It has the same art style. It actually does different art styles. and does everything I'm anticipating. It's amazing that that last film wasn't even on my radar when I did my most anticipated list, and now this film is one of my most anticipated of this year, actually probably in the decade or whatever, so whatever you want to call it. But I'm looking forward to it. It looks like another special film, and yeah, so it's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, and you can kind of figure out what number 1 is just from my anticipation alone for this movie. So we'll do it. We'll head to number 1 of my most anticipated 2022, which is
asking for you.
The killer left this for the Batman. Why is he writing to you?
The bat and the cat.
I'm just here to unmask the truth about this set.
All these years, you lied to me, Alfred.
So Matt Reeves, as a director at this point, has gained a lot of credibility for his directorial efforts. You know, he's done a lot of like sequels and reboots and stuff like that, but they have been incredibly well done. Started out with J.J. Abrams with Felicity and Lost and Cloverfield. Then he went and did the remake of Let the Right One In, and of course he did the Planet of the Apes sequels, which were absolutely fantastic. So bringing him on board to do the Batman was an automatic anticipation win for me, because I knew this guy was going to do something completely unique with the character. But then he got talented characters like Paul Dano playing the Riddler, Colin Farrell playing the Penguin. He got Jeffrey Wright to play Commissioner Gordon, of course Andy Serkis, who's playing Alfred, and Zoe Kravitz, who's playing, of course, Catwoman. And so we got that first trailer, last year before this movie got pushed because of the pandemic, and I was blown away by it. And now we had the second trailer release, and this movie shot right up to the number 1 spot, because that trailer is dark, that trailer is brooding, that trailer is everything I'm hoping for with this movie, which is an incredible story, an incredible introduction with Robert Pattinson as Batman, and just an overall interesting take on the Caped Crusader, which I heard is a horror film in a lot of aspects, which I'm totally on board with. But it's a film that is just all excitement cannot be as anticipated as highly as it is. This is, my Spider-Man No Way Home of the year, and I can't wait to see this when it comes out in March of 2022. So this movie only has a couple more months before it comes out, but I just can't wait for this film. I think it's going to be one of the great Batman films of all time, and I can't wait. So at number 1 is, of course, The Batman. I can't wait for this film, and it's above a Marvel movie, which is kind of surprising because that never happened. So anyways, there you go. That is my most anticipated films of 2022. I hope you enjoyed the list. In the comments below, as I always say, what is your most anticipated film? Or if you have top 10, let me know your most anticipated films of the year for 2022. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of the videos, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys in 2022 and on the next video. Peace out.